What are the historical and legal bases of the Philippines' Sabah claim? In the early part of the 17th century, Sabah belonged to the Sultan of Brunei. With the assassination of the 12th Sultan of Brunei, Muhammad Ali, a war broke out over the right of succession between the alleged perpetrator Bendihira Abdul Mubin and Pangeran Bungsu, a nephew of the slain Sultan. A leader of one of the warring factions went to the Sultan of Sulu for assistance. Badaruddin, the Sultan of Sulu, a relative of both claimants to the throne, supported Pangeran Bungsu, who took the name of Sultan Muad'Din by dispatching his forces to Brunei to help the latter. Sultan Muad'Din emerged victorious. So in 1658, Sabah was bestowed as a gift to the Sulu Sultanate by the Sultan of Brunei in gratitude or compensation for the assistance in suppressing the rebellion. As a consequence, the Sultan of Sulu exercised influence, if not dominion, over the territory. In January 1878, Baron Gustavus von Overbeek, the Austrian consul general in Hong Kong, traveled to Sulu to negotiate with the Sultan regarding the lease of Sabah on behalf of Alfred Dent, an English merchant, who advanced 10,000 English pounds for the venture. At the time of negotiation, a Spanish expeditionary force under Captain General Malcampo was dispatched against Hamalul Alam. The Sultan, taking advantage of the situation, Overbeek pressured the Sultan of Sulu to lease Sabah. On January 22, 1878, His Majesty Sultan Hamalul Alam Kiram I entered into a deed of pajak with North Borneo Chartered Company represented by Gustavus von Overbeek and Alfred Dent. The deed was written in the Malaysian language and in Arabic characters. It is used the Tausug word pajak to describe the nature of the contract. The British and the Malaysians claimed that this word meant sale or cession, and not lease. But Dutch, American, and Spanish scholars translated the word pajak to mean lease or the Spanish word arrendamiento. The contract stipulated that the lease prohibits the transfer of Sabah to any nation, entity, company, or individual without the approval of Her Majesty's government, which is the Great Britain. The 1878 deed of lease was translated by Professor Harold Conklin, an American anthropologist, based on a copy in the original Arabic found by Mr. Quintero in Washington, D.C. Bureau of Insular Affairs Archives. In 1946, this provision is ironic since Great Britain has nothing to do with the territory, though it is the host country of a witness of the 1878 contract, who was then the acting consul general in Borneo. And based on my research, Northern Sabah was given by the Sultan of Brunei to Sultan of Sulu before Sulu was part of the Philippines and way before Malaysia was a country. Now that Sulu is a Philippine province and the family belonging to the Sulu Sultanate are Filipinos, so it means that the Philippines' official stance about the issue is that it is part of its territory. That's all. Thank you.
Hello, so today's video would be the continuation of the history of the Philippine Sabah claim. So in order to cement the condition of the contract from 1878, the company clearly accepted that the Sulu Sultanate was the sovereign in Sabah and requested that Sultan Jamalul Kiram II sign a confirming deed in 1903. Formalized the terms of the contract from 1878, the North Borneo Chartered Company was in charge of overseeing the contiguous territory from 1978 to 1946. Philippines formally asserted its claim to Sabah before the United Kingdom on June 22, 1962. In its capacity as the Sultan of Sulu's successor in, in interest. It asserted sovereignty, authority, and property ownership of Sabah. Despite the assertion, when Malaysia obtained independence from British authority in 1963, Sabah was included in its federal boundaries. Legal eminences contend that Sabah's sovereignty cannot be used or transferred a non-sovereign nation as occurred when Great Britain took over the territory from the NBCC. Former Senator Jovito Salonga is one such legal luminary. In addition, although the Sulu Sultanate had ownership rights over Sabah before it was incorporated into Philippines, it no longer had those rights. According to the United Nations, only states have sovereign rights. On March 30, 1963, then Senator Jovito Salonga made a speech in the Senate. He used his speech to refute a colleague senator's opposing viewpoint, and the entire thing was published in the Philippines Daily Inquirer on March 5, 2003.